You might not think that overlanding and astrophotography go in hand, but they do. Sometimes you just need to have a little more fun finding those dark sky locations. In today's episode, we are heading deep into the wilderness of Arizona in search of those dark skies. As we find the end of the pavement and the beginning of our adventure, I would like to thank my supporters like Travel With Us, Jay White, and Our Glove Books. We are now rolling onto the dirt in Cococino National Forest. Growing up on family trips, we would stay on the interstate highways. Our destination was never the wilderness, but a golf course or beach resort. My mom often asked me where I got my sense of adventure. Honestly, it was my first trip to Yellowstone back in 2002. I fell in love with the vast remoteness of the American West. Since the loss of my first Jeep in 2013, I've been restricted to pavement. Not any longer. For this trip, I'm once again joined by my neighbor and the real astrophotographer on this trip, Tony, who, by the way, is also getting his first taste of driving a Jeep.
So you guys remember my friend Tony? He's learning how to drive a Jeep right now. Yeah. Watch the big rocks.
Yeah.
So according to the GPS, we're about 33 minutes at this speed. This is supposed to be the shortcut we're going through. So we're now gunning into the golden hour. So probably going to miss this photographic opportunity, which I figured I would. So I'm going to probably get up and do a morning photo shoot.
Morning golden hour.
Yeah, morning golden hour, because we're going to have we're going to be on the west side of the lake, so we'll have it, if there's a lake. If we don't know if there's going to be a lake, we'll be able to shoot across it into the rising sun. Absolutely beautiful. It is 58 degrees out here right now. Absolutely beautiful. Like in your first Jeep drive? Yeah. Gonna make a Jeep driver out of him yet?
Maybe. Tacoma.
No.
That's what I want, but you might win me over with this.
Yeah, you might hit a big boulder. We are definitely getting into the less treaded part of this road. Oh, definitely somebody came here with some mud. Look at the grooves in this road up here. Yeah, watch the grooves.
So stay, or...
We'll go up there and see which one's going to be rougher. And it looks like I'd stay over to, right here. Yeah, drive the right track. Yeah, definitely put the right track between their tires. I think you're fine. See, somebody definitely was up here when it was muddy. Yeah. And that's when the problems when people do that, they tear it up. Well, we're continuing to make our way through here. We are, we'll get there maybe about 15 minutes before sunset. But yeah, we keep, the road is definitely getting a little thinner as we continue into the more remote parts. What national forest are we in? Is it still Cococino?
I think so.
I think we're still in Cococino.
I think we moved out of Tonto. So.
Oh, Tonto is way back there. That's way back by Phoenix, yeah. So.
There was a tree down.
As long as it's not on the road. Yeah. So this is absolutely beautiful. It's 57 degrees right now.
Continuing on for miles to the golden light of the evening sun, piercing between the evergreens, we push forward. The landscape more and more remote. The wilderness more vast. And much to our pleasure, we have not seen another soul in over an hour. This is the type of remote environment that I enjoy being in. Vast, open, remote, alone. As much as I would like to pull out my camera, we need to press on so we can find a campsite for the night. This route, which is supposed to be 7 minutes faster than our original trek, is taking a very long time.
So one thing it's really hard for the camera to catch is exactly how beautiful it's up here, because we're neighbors. We both live in the Sonoran Desert. And just to be up here with all these pine trees and this cool air, and the fact there's like nobody up here is just awesome. That's just one thing we really can't capture with the camera. So we're 6 miles from our campsite.
Yeah.
Yay, good Lord, over there you on the faster route.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we'll get there soon.
Hey, this might just switch me to a Jeep instead of a Tacoma, you know?
Oh!
Very nice.
Remember, you can't be part of the neighborhood Jeep club in Oklahoma.
What about just get
Or
Jeep badges?
Yeah, ain't gonna work. All right, so we got to what might be our campsite. We're just kind of checking it out. And we can bring the Jeep back here too, That's good. So, Long Lake is now Dry Lake. So, yeah. Well, considering the sun has set, we don't have a whole lot of time.
No, we're kind of fighting the racing now.
And it's getting pretty cold. So tent-wise, because I don't want to sleep. It looks like
sleep on rocks.
Oh, and well, I got an air mattress for you.
That's true. That's fair.
I'm thinking this would be a good site because this is about the flattest area for the tent.
Yeah.
Right here, and we can kind of avoid some of the rocks there too. Yeah, and then it looks like it's a good spot for your telescope there.
Yeah.
So nice open. Yeah. Let's bring the Jeep down here.
We just arrived at the campsite. As you can see, the race is on to get set up for the night. I'm focusing on getting the camp put together, while Tony is working on assembling his astrophotography rig. There is another driving factor in our rush: dinner.
Whew, okay guys, sorry if you can hear the Jeep, but we're trying to provide some power to Tony's astrophotography setup so he doesn't have to go off his batteries. So let me go with my big screw up. So I cleaned the grill, left the grate for the grill back at home. Luckily, I brought a griddle to do our eggs and bacon in the morning. So hopefully Tony's not too pissed, but it fits nicely in the grill. So, time to start cooking.
The food that you bring with you can make a huge difference in your outdoors experience. We decided that freeze-dried food was just not going to cut it on this trip.
All right, guys, let me tell you what we're doing for here. That's the blooper reel right there. All right, everybody, let me tell you what we're doing here for dinner. So, sorry again about the Jeep noise. I'm repowering Tony's setup so he doesn't use his jackeries until he's ready to set the thing to go into auto mode for the night. So, right now we got the grills running. I've got a little bit of hillbilly vegetables going on. So we got some potatoes. They're wrapped up in aluminum foil. Got some herbs and spices and butter, so they're going to take the longest to cook. Got another set of veggies and a different set of aluminum foil I go on later. They don't take us long. And then we got some hamburgers that we're going to be cooking. This is a far cry better than what we had. When did we do it? Was November is the last time we were out? Yeah, in November when we had to do the whole freeze-dried candy bag thing. December. Oh, we did December. Okay, December. All right. So let me tell you right now, though. Tony, you got to say about his grill's keeping me warm. Listen to the goodness on that grill. We are eating well tonight. Oh yeah, baby. Without a doubt, we are not going hungry tonight. All right. We're gonna let those babies cook. This will be awesome.
there's how many animals are downwind of us heading this way right now.
Yeah.
Now I hear little things out in the distance. Chick-fil-A, baby. With the dishes all done and the last light of day slipping over the horizon, it is time to capture the night sky. Okay, guys. Oh, zoom my thing. You're freezing, aren't you? My new battery-powered gloves, batteries didn't charge, but guess what? They're still gloves. It's cold. Okay, yes, I changed clothes because I was not about to sleep in the same clothes I just cooked in, because I'm not kidding you, we're out here in the wilderness. So, I'm going to make another pathetic attempt at astrophotography. Tony is, I think he got his telescope zeroed in, so I guess he's he's setting up his power for the night. Wow, it is just absolutely quiet and beautiful. And my God, the stars. Let's get some images. As always, my astrophotography images pale in comparison to what Tony can do. Here I shot the setting moon with the tree line. To try and make the photo more interesting, I tried a little light painting where, while my shutter was open for long exposure, I briefly turned on my flashlight to light the landscape directly in front of me. I kind of prefer the image without the light painting. Here is another starry horizon taken to the northeast. I also want to capture the stars rotating around the north axis of the Earth. This is a 670-second exposure at ISO 100 and f/3.5. Now, let's see what Tony's up to. So this is the first.
Yep. So currently I'm shooting IC 1805, which is the Heart Nebula. There's not really much detail yet because it's only a single sub.
Yeah.
But you can see some like nebulosity right in the center here and stuff, and around the edges. But like once another one comes in, it will stack it on top of that and do a automatic background extraction. So it'll bring out a lot more detail. So hopefully in about another 4 or 5 minutes, we'll be able to see more detail in the in the nebula with nebulosity. But yeah, and that's why I plan to shoot all night long.
Well, Tony was not too satisfied with these images. As a matter of fact, he didn't even bother processing the higher resolution versions. Still, they are way better than mine, and this gives us an excuse to do more astrophotography in the future. Besides, while he was outside freezing with his telescope, I was nice and warm in the tent. Every once in a while, he would come on inside and warm up a bit. Feel good in there?
Oh yeah, nice and comfy.
All right, so it's almost 2 in the morning. We're just outside resetting Tony's telescope, and wish I had the GoPro with me, but a pack of coyotes just started howling really, really, really close to us, to the point we both jumped back into the tent. Tony's back outside now. The coyote pack has moved on. Oh.
I just got this. I don't know how well it can show up on camera.
Oh, that's sick.
Just with my phone.
Just with your phone, my God. Yeah, it's showing up pretty good. That's freaking amazing. So yeah, the core of the Milky Way is beautiful out there. But it's freezing.
Yeah.
It's cold.
Now that we have daylight, I thought it would be fun to show all of you where we stayed, except I ran into an issue. The drone's batteries reported that it was fully charged, but all of a sudden, its voltage dropped and it came down. Fortunately, it was only about 50 yards away. Tony also had his drone here, so here are some of his shots. As you can see, we are in fact in the middle of nowhere. The lake has since dried up. Undoubtedly, this is the stage where our howling friends sang to us last night. It is hard to imagine that the state of Arizona used to stock this lake with fish. Now, the extreme drought we are in has made this lake a distant memory.
Hi everybody, good morning. I clearly have missed my morning photo shoot. It was freezing last night. We just got woken up to the sound of coyotes, so we're just trying to see if we can see them out here on the dry lake. So far, nothing.
Well, the photo shoot didn't happen, but breakfast is. This is by far the best camp breakfast that I've ever had. Bacon, eggs, and coffee.
I normally do not fry up eggs in bacon grease, but it works today. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hot. Woohoo! Good.
Something that Tony and I realized is that we need to put a lot more thought into our camping setup. Setup and teardown takes a long time. I'm still looking into an expedition trailer which would take this hour-plus long process down to a fraction of the time. Now for the real fun, getting out of the wilderness. We have a long trail ahead of us.
So we're going to start heading back, but we're going to try and navigate to a little place called Happy Jack that we kind of heard about on the news. At least my wife and I did, so we don't know what it is. We just drove through the lake, literally.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
So the very, very lowest part was almost dried mud. So there was definitely tracks through there. This lake's been mostly dry for a while. So we went to the boat launches, which I read you're not supposed to camp at. We could have camped there.
Yeah.
Because we were stumbling over rocks all night.
I had a rock on my back.
You did?
A little rock.
You
yeah.
had that big air mattress and you couldn't move?
Yeah.
To the side? Oh, geez.
Yep.
So anyhow, this time his deflated, mine stayed up. Okay, so
Sabotage.
Sabotage, yeah. So I didn't get up to do a morning photo shoot because I completely had my head buried in the sleeping bag. Didn't even know daylight had happened. So I missed that opportunity. And of course, crashing the drone. But anyhow, let's go on over to Happy Jack and see what this forest has to offer.
After a very satisfying breakfast, it's time to head out of the wilderness. Gaia Maps has us heading out on the original route that we were going to take coming in last night. This is going to be just a little bit more of a technical drive than we had yesterday.
Gotta watch this part here. A little concerned about this rock. Somebody tore it up. All right, if I get a tire on that, that should take us over cleanly enough. All right.
This was actually nothing exciting once I got up to take a look at the obstacle. My Rubicon easily cleared it, but it's best to be safer rather than stuck. Take the time to study any obstacles you come across before proceeding. It may slow you down a bit, but not as much as a breakdown in the middle of nowhere. Since this is also my daily driving vehicle, I am also being really cautious as to not to add any new desert pinstripes to the clear coat. I know some of you Jeepers out there expect scratches. That's fine. Since black shows everything, I need to be a bit more cautious and slow down when the brush starts to creep into the road.
All right, so we're continuing our little trek here. We've been taking on these little detours. We just found the fun part. Take a look at this. Yeah, so in the four-wheel drive, we got the sway bars been disconnected. I don't think we need to go and turn on the locking differentials. We'll see. Anyhow, let's have some fun. So, something to remember here, that was probably the roughest I want to take this Jeep on. I mean, yeah, this thing's a Rubicon, which means we have incredible capability, which we're still exercising here. But you also got to keep within the limits of your vehicle. And we're out here by ourselves. We don't have another Jeep. We have limited communications. So we don't want to do any serious rock crawling and put us into jeopardy. And these boulders we're going over, being very careful not to let anything big go between the tires. When you do, that's when you risk bottoming out. Like, oh dear Lord, we got an issue. We're going to have to go take a look at this one. Let me just pull up here.
Yeah.
I gotta survey this before we go out there. Woo! All right, take that. All right, so from the cab, really hard for me to tell how big these drops are going to be. So I'm just going to come out here and choose my line. I'm looking on the ground and I can see where other people have chosen their lines, and I'm going to follow it. So I can see I've got a tire track here and one over here. And just by looking at them, you could see we're going to have a better stepping down on these rocks, and it's going to avoid catching anything under the Jeep or the rock rails on the side, which is what we want to avoid. So let's go ahead and do this.
These are the adventures that I look forward to. I didn't buy this Jeep to drive on the pavement. I bought it to take me to places that are not easily accessible, to the places where few dare to venture and where adventure is around every corner. My ultimate goal for this Jeep is a far-off destination, a place that most will never dare to tread. It will take a significant amount of improvements on the Jeep to make what I am planning a reality. Let's just say it will be one epic adventure.
If I could fly right back to where I belong, fly right back to my home, sweet home. If I could, I'd take it all back and fly high up above the open sea into another destiny. I close my eyes and I'm back in your arms, I fly.
Please subscribe to my channel. Also, take a look at my content on patreon.com/EWJ, where you can see additional videos and also download the data files for the 2 routes that we took on this trip.